In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create databases, set up formulas, organize your page, and set up buttons and automations to build a fully functional habit tracker with streak tracking. Let's start with the databases. To create this habit tracker, we will need 3 databases. One will be our habits database, the second will be our daily tracker, and the third we will use for progress tracking. Let's start by creating our habit database. On a new page, type /table database to create a new database. Name this habits and hide the database title. Next, create another database and name this one daily tracker. On the daily tracker database, we'll create a date property and a checkbox property. Let's name the checkbox property Done. Next, we'll create a relation to our habit database. Let's toggle this on to make it a two-way property so that it will appear on our habit database. Now, we will go back to our habit property to create our streaks. This is the complex part. First thing to do is create a roll-up. Select Daily Tracker as the relation and Done as the property. Leave Calculate as Show Original. We will name this roll-up Checkboxes. I'm going to create pages on our habits database and our daily tracker so that we can visualize the streak formula. I added dates and linked all the daily tracking pages to the walk habit. Now you can see this checkboxes change as you update the daily tracker. Now, we can create our streak formula on the habits database. I am going to explain the formula line by line. We want the formula to count number of consecutive checked boxes at the end of the row in our checkboxes property. We're going to use let's function to define variables in the formula. This will make it easier for us to break down the formula. The let's function creates a variable and assigns it a value so that you can call it again anywhere in the formula. The first line of the formula defines the variable total count, which counts the number of checkboxes. It first converts the checkboxes into true and false values. Then it counts them to give you number of entries. In our case, this is the number of days. The second line of the formula defines the beforestreak variable. The beforestreak counts the number of days before your current streak. It does this by identifying the consecutive trues at the end of the row and deleting them. It then removes the comma at the end of the row. The value of the beforestreak is the number of items remaining. Now that you have your total count and beforestreak values, you can calculate your streak, which is simply the total count minus the beforestreak. You can add an emoji by typing plus and pasting the emoji between double quotes. Finally, you call the streak value by typing streak. You can leave it without formatting. I use style B to bold the text. And that's it for the streak formula. I'll add the formula in the description below so you can easily paste it in your template. You can see as you change the one property on your daily tracker, the streak is updated. Let's move on to our last database. Create a new database and name it Progress Tracker. We're going to use this database to track your daily habits completion. Create a date property and a relation to the daily tracker. Make the relation a two-way relation so it appears on the daily tracker. Then create a roll-up property and name it completion. Set the relation to daily tracker and the property to done. For calculate, select percent checked. This will calculate the percentage of habits completed daily. I'm going to create a page and link it to the daily tracking pages to show you. As you check and uncheck the done property, the percentage is updated. Now that we have created all our databases, I'm going to change their layouts and organize the habit tracker. Change the habits database layout to a gallery and set the card preview to none. We want to see our streaks, so let's unhide that. I'm going to create two columns so I can have my habits and daily tracking database side by side. I'll put the habits database to the left and the daily tracking database to the right. Next, I'll change the daily tracking layout to calendar. You can leave your calendar view as month, but I'm going to change mine to week. We need our checkboxes visible, so I'll show the done property. Lastly, change the progress tracking database layout to list. Here we are going to show the completion property. I'm moving the progress tracker right under the habits database. I went ahead and renamed our database views so we can easily identify them. The last part of this build is creating buttons and automations for using the template. We'll start by creating a database template on the progress tracker. You can name it whatever you want. I'm going to use daily tracker. Use the shortcuts to set the date to date when duplicated. Then click Repeat Every and select Day. Leave the cadence as it is and click Save. This will create a page on your progress tracker every day. Set the template you just created as default for the database. If you are using a Notion paid plan, you can use database automations instead of a database template. Create a new automation on the progress tracker. Select every day as the trigger. Click on New Action and select Add Page to. Select the progress tracker as the database. In the name field, create a formula to format the date triggered to the day of the week. Click on Edit Property and select Date. Set the date to date triggered. Click Enable to save your automation. The next thing we're going to do is create buttons to add pages to our daily tracker. But first we need to add our habits. Create a new page on the Habits database and name it a habit. You can add as many habits as you want. Once you've added your habits, create a new button. Name the button one of your habits. We are going to be creating a button for each habit. Choose an icon. Then click New Action and select Add Page to. Select the daily tracker as the database. Enter the habit you are creating the button for as the page title. Click Edit Property, select Date, and set it to Date Triggered. Click Edit Property again and select Habits. Select the habit the button is for. Next, create a new action. Select Edit Pages in. Select the progress tracker as the database. Click on All Pages and change it to where Date, Start Date, is today. Then click Edit Property and select Daily Tracker. Change Replace with to Add and select Page Added. Click Done to save the button. To create button for the other habits, simply duplicate the button and edit the automation. Edit the button name and icon. In the Add Page to Action, change the page name and habit.
Click Done to save.
Create buttons for all your habits and arrange them at the top of the page, and your habit tracker is complete. A page will be added to your progress tracker daily. All you need to do is click on the buttons to add habits for the current day and check the Done property as you complete them. Your daily completion and streaks will be updated automatically. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to build a habit tracker with streak tracking. I'll add a link to the free template in the description below.